in your canvas. Now I believe while you're breaking the seal on your brush, getting rid of all of the hard parts of your brush, we'll go here. We've talked about product and we did some of the skills on how to load the brushes, right? How to prep that. With tool identification, we have a lot of tools we will be using the rest of the week. If this week doesn't pan out, this week coming out pan out, and we need to steal a few more days for the following week, we will. Okay, I don't want to rush it. Brushes, sponge, stencils, spray waters, and palettes are what we are going to be working with. Okay. All right, so to confirm, we did not do the anatomy of the brush, correct? Okay, so we're going to do that to start. You can follow through, you can watch. It's pretty much all labeled here. There's nothing you need to label on your table or on your paper. I'm just going to go through the bits, okay? This is a brush. We've already kind of gotten to learn our brush, okay? The very tip of the brush is called the toe. Like your wintertime, somebody dares you to jump into a freezing cold pool. You're like, let me see, and you dip your toe just to see what it's like. That's just the tip, okay? The belly of the brush, there's several sides, is the side of the brush, the middle of the brush on the top and on the bottom. Okay, that's the belly of the brush. Now the heel of the brush, because this is the toe, this is the heel. The heel is where the bristles are inside of that metal straw that's crimped together. Okay, so this brush is crimped and this round brush is not crimped. So it's round, okay? The ferrule is the metal piece that is what attaches the bristles and the handle together, right? And that's the ferrule. Now the ferrule has two crimps, sometimes just one. That attaches, the bottom one attaches the metal to the handle. The top one either makes your brush flat or like the small pointed ones you have, they don't have a crimp. So it changes the shape of the brush. Okay, it changes the line of what you're getting. Now, when you're looking at it, of course, these are going to be your bristles, and then this is your handle. Your handle can be made of different things. It just depends on the quality of the brush, the brand, the type of brush. But plastic, wood is typical, right? And they're painted. But plastic, sometimes metal, if they're that kind of brushes. We've already talked about how to properly care and maintain your brush, right? We've talked about cleaning them, and we have cleaned them. Drying them, how to store them. Storing them, super important. Make sure they're upright, they're dry. The water doesn't stay within the ferrule because then it'll detach or rot or get bacteria stuck in it. You can if you want. The techniques that we're going to be learning throughout the next few days is going to be all of these different techniques. Also using brushes and sponges. Okay, so we start basic and we go advanced. Today we're going to start basic, like fundamentals basics. Okay, so go ahead and turn your journal to this line work page right here. All right, so the three that we're going to start off with. So go ahead and take your napkin, lay out your brushes, and observe what kind of brushes you have. Now, mine look a little different because I've been using them. So you've got 3 square ones, 4 square ones actually, small, medium, medium, large. You have one rounded one. It looks like a square, but the edges are cut off, so it's rounded, and then the rest are pointed. Kind of look at them. If you look, there's like some stuff on the handle. It feels weird at first, but if you look at it, it's the measurement. The measurement of the brush, the width of 1 inch. So I'm going to take these and get them out of my way. These are the brushes that I want, but the rest of your brushes are already prepared because you've already taken the gel off. So if you are right-handed, your stuff is on your right-hand side. If you are left-handed, your stuff is on your left-hand side. Okay? On the tiny one, it doesn't matter. It's the 20, but it's any one of the small ones you can use is okay. Any of the pointed ones is fine. I got the 5/8, the 4, and the 20. But really, it's any one is okay. I'm right-handed, so my palette is going to be to my right-hand side. My napkin, that one, yeah. The napkin I'm going to put on top of my lid so that way it doesn't spew down onto my table and I have to clean my table. My brushes I'm going to place nice, neat, and strategic here. And I've got my cup of water. When I'm doing someone's hair and I'm doing an up style and I'm pinning their hair, I don't put my hairspray and bobby pins to my opposite side. I don't cross over and get a bobby pin and put it in. Cross over and get the hairspray and spray it. Cross over and get... Dude, I'm going to screw my back up like bad, right? One time, one day, not a big deal. But if I do it all day, every day, my whole life, my back is going to hurt. My arms, my shoulders, my back, okay? So I have got to make sure that I have good setup so that I can just go from here to here, right? I'm doing and I'm picking up. Okay, so line work. We're going to do several things, okay? We've already learned how to pick up product. It's going to be the same, but we're using our paints. We're going to use the green for you guys. Get your brush wet, tap it off, and then load it with green, the big square brush. Wipe, 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 flip it over, wipe, 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 flip it over. You're going to come in and you're going to make a square because it is a square brush. So I'm going to draw and swipe a square just by brushing the lines. Right? I've got my square. Now, if I needed to outline a shape or a line, I could use the edge of my brush. Now, my brush is a little crooked, so don't judge me too much, okay? So I'm going to use it as a stamp. I'm going to hold it perpendicular. It's in the camera's view a little bit. I'm going to stamp, 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 stamp. Voila, I have a square. I can then go in with my pointed brush, outline it, smooth it out, do all the things. I can fill it in, I can use a sponge, but now I have an outline. Okay? So, if I am in my face painting journey and I know how to draw and I'm like, whiz with the brush, then I can freehand it. But if I'm in my face painting journey to where I'm like, I can't draw a stick figure, y'all, then this is how I do. You use the brush to your advantage. Can I do this with my round brush? Yeah, not as precise. You could. This could be a little harder because it's rounded, it's not squared. Okay? Could I do the stamp with my pointed brush? That's really hard. Might as well just draw it. Okay? So use the brush to your advantage. All right, so we're going to pick up a little bit of green, not a lot. If you see a puddle of water in your paint, it's too much water, like this, watch. Like this, right? It's like super shiny, it's like soupy. No bueno. Tap the brush against the napkin and the napkin is going to absorb excess liquid from your brush. When you absorb excess liquid from your brush, then you're good. If you don't, what's going to happen when you push down on the skin? Oh, it's going to drip onto their white shirt they just got for their birthday that their mama's going to get mad that you just got dirty. Okay? So you're going to pay for that. So be careful. All right, so let's make what we call a filler, a star. Okay, so I'm going to take advantage of my brush, straight line. I'm going to start and I'm going to tap down the line on top. We're going to make a cross. Tap down the line on bottom. Again, my brush is a little crooked. I know, she's so loud. I love her. I'm going to do one on the right, and I'm going to do a line on the left. Just tap, tap, tap. I made a cross or a plus sign. Then I'm going to make an X in the middle. Straight in the middle, tap. Straight in the middle, tap. And voila. Okay? If it's like a blob, you have too much water in your brush. Okay? So now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to draw it with my pointed brush. So I'm going to get my brush wet. I'm going to pick up some pigment. To get some, now my hand's real shaky, so I'm not very good at this, but I put my pinky down. I make it kiss the table, right? And so as I am getting my, as I'm putting my pinky down, I'm going to draw the star. I'll just start it so you can catch up. As you are using your brush, you're putting your pinky down, and your pinky's going to help you get that stability. Okay, so we're going to start off with a dot. So push the dot down. Okay. Make your cross. You're going to go down from the middle, down. From the middle to the top. From the middle to the right. From the middle to the left. You made your cross. Then you're going to go from the middle out. Make your X. Middle, out. Middle, out. Whoop, it was crooked. Middle, out. Whoop, and that was thick. It's okay. There is your star. Now, you are going to bedazzle it. So typically these stars are done with the color white. You can do gold, you can do silver, any color, but really it's white. It's like the lashes on the makeup application, right? It just makes it pop. So then from here you make little dots. Now my brush has like a little hair that's like curved on the tip, so it's gonna give me like a line instead of a dot. But you do a triangle, so dot, dot, dot. You can do 2, dot, dot, or 1, dot. A triangle of 3 dots, a pair of dots, or a single dot. That's just the decoration. Now sometimes, like this one, these are like not circles, so they're not great. What you do is you flip your brush around to the back tail, and you dip it into gently, because it's going to carve a hole. Dip it gently into your product, and you're going to tap 1, pick a product, tap 2, pick a product, tap 3, right? And there's your 3 dots. So you see the difference between almost a perfect dot to like a slash. Makes a big difference. So whenever, do you need me? Oh, okay, I thought you were asking. So whenever you come and you're going to finish your design and you're decorating, that's how you're going to decorate. Okay? Questions on that? Okay. So let's get our thick, big brush. Dip it into the water a little bit. We're going to pick up green on one side, swipe, swipe, swipe. Flip it over, swipe, swipe, swipe. We're loading our brush. I'm recording the video, sweetheart, so whatever you missed, you can go back and look. You didn't miss a lot, I promise. Okay? All right, so we're going to take the big brush. Okay? We're going to go ahead, put our pinky down on the table. It's going to kiss it for stability. We're going to put our brush down and barely touch the brush to the paper, and we're going to swipe all the way across. If you didn't make it all the way across before your paint started running out, then that means you don't have enough product in your brush. If your paper is starting to do up and down, it's because you have too much water on your brush. we're going to go ahead and we're going to swipe, 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 swipe. Okay, and as you're swiping, picking up product in your brush, we're going to go ahead and do something that's called expand the wingspan. So think of an angel, right? And the angel expands the wings, right? And it's wide. So think of that when you're pushing the brush against the paper, the bristles open, the wingspan expands, and you get a thicker line. So this is the toe, this is the heel. We're going to make an L shape with our bristles and our brush. You're going to push the brush bristles down. Pick up the brush like this, and you're going to expand the wingspan so far out that it almost covers the entire two black lines. Right? So the amount of pressure that you push down with the brush is going to give you a different line. Now, can I get that same thick line if I use this brush? Absolutely not. Why? Because it doesn't have that many bristles and it's a smaller brush. Can I still do a thin line and a thick line? Sure. Let's try it. Take your small pointy brush. I'm going to take some green. I'm going to load up my brush. I'm going to pretend you're going to a party. The baby's sleeping. You need to brush his cheek with the brush, but if the baby wakes up, you can't go to the party. You can't wake the baby up, okay? So put your pinky down onto the table for stability. Barely touch the paper, like you're barely going to touch the baby's cheek, and glide all the way across until you can go no more. That's a thin line. Reload your brush, make an L shape, push down, full pressure, glide all the way across until you can go no more, and look at that thick line that thin brush gives you. Now, your brush should have died on you somewhere like 2 inches in. Why? Because it's a smaller brush and it cannot pick up that much paint. An eyeliner brush is not going to quickly cover your lips, right? Because the liner is really thin and your lips are bigger. Okay? So, 4 different lines made with just 2 brushes. Imagine the endless possibilities with all these brushes. Okay? Questions on lines? Okay. Let's turn the page to our next side. Moving on with our drills. Your paper's a little wrinkly. It's okay. Not a big deal. We're going to take our rounded brush, dip it in the water, load it with some green. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay? Like when we were little, we're going to make a pattern. It's a V-shaped pattern. We're going to go up, down, up, down, up, down, make little mountain peaks. We got to go to the black line on the top and to the bottom line on the bottom. The black line on the bottom. You're going to go up, down, up, down. You keep going and you try to be consistent. I'm going to do it wrong so I can teach you. Okay, you keep going all the way across until you can go no more. This is a drill. You're like, Miss, this is stupid. I did this in kindergarten. Yes. So you should do it perfect now because you did it such a long time ago. Let me share with you what you need to look for when you're looking at your up, down drill. Okay. First, it started off great. Same thickness, same up, down, same white triangle in between the green lines. Here's what went wrong. I went above the black line twice. I went below the black line twice. The first 2 triangles are great. The third triangle, there's too much space in between. I still went bigger. I got smaller, but it's still bigger than the first 2 triangles. My lines were inconsistent. I left a gap and didn't make it all the way to the bottom line. I made a U shape because I was just up, down, up, down. I wasn't consistent in my sharpness. So I got a different shape. Instead of a V, it's a U. I didn't go back and get more products, so my first lines are nice and thick, and then here they get skinny and kind of dull and then empty. And then I wasn't rushing, it's just whatever, it's not even right. When you're doing your drills, when you're done, look away, come back, and then look for these inconsistencies in your pattern. If the football player is doing his practice and he misses a square, he's sloppy, is he going to play good or play bad? He could play bad. So if you do it wrong, you're going to paint bad. Okay? So let's move on to the next. We're going to use the same brush, the round one. We're going to load it with green. We're just using the same color, just keeping it just for time. And we are going to make a half of a flower. So using the round curvature of the brush, we're going to do like a clock, tap it down to stamp it to 12 o'clock. We're going to angle our brush to point it to about 10 o'clock, and we're going to tap. Take our brush, flip it over to about 2 o'clock. We're going to tap and pick up. Do you see that dot at the top of my petals? What does that mean? I have too much what? Water. On the face, what is going to happen? It's going to drip. So you got to be careful. Okay? I know it's hard because these are paints. When you practice with your real stuff, it doesn't do this so much. This is just the cheap paint. Okay? All right. So let's load again. Tap on your napkin to get rid of a little bit of the water. And now let's make a heart. If you were to continue, you make a flower, you get the point. All right, so we're going to tap to the left. And we're going to tap to the right. We're going to come in and we're going to paint to smooth out our V shape. And there's your heart. If you're like, ooh, I can draw, I know how to draw. If you're in that part of your face painting journey, that's great. Let's take the pointed brush, let's load it up, tap some of the excess liquid off, and then let's freehand a heart. Take your brush and hold it upright, and there's your heart. Your brush has to be perpendicular to the table. Take your same brush, do the same heart, but hold your brush at a 45-degree angle. Let's see what is different. What's different? The line, it's thicker. Yeah. Just like a marker, when you use the tip of the marker, it's nice and fine. When you lay your marker over, it's thicker. Same with the brush. The way you hold your brush makes a difference. So, when you're holding your brush and you're doing all this, someone should be able to come and slide this out of your hand. Like, just slide it out. If you're sitting there and you're like, right, your hand's hurting, like your neck is, stressed out, chill. Okay, you're going to stress yourself out. You give yourself a stress ball. It should be like flowing. Watch the movie Selena, and when she's doing the como la flor thing with her hand, practice that and study it, and then dance in the car. Let your hand dance. The more your hand and fingers can have a fluid motion, the better you're going to be at painting anything on the body. Hair, face, nails, all the things. You've got to have that fluid. That coloring book I gave it to you for a reason. And don't just color with your right hand. You gotta color with the left hand. Sophomores today realize that, dang, I should have colored that book last year. Okay? All right, so we're going to keep going. We are going to use our thin pointy brush, and we're going to do a C shape. A C within a C within a C within a C. So we're going to draw the letter C facing the right. And then we're going to draw a backwards C, bigger, like this, look. And then we're going to follow the pattern. We draw a bigger C, like this, look. Oops, my bad. That's a swirl. If you are in your face painting game, like you just barely starting out, and that's you, that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're like, no, I have good control of the brush and I can do this, and that's you, great, perfect, then that's you. Know that there are many ways to do the same design. Just because you're starting out does not mean you can't, or that there's not a way to do it pretty or get it right. Okay? This design turns into these. Now, just like our stars, we have fillers. So these are a filler. It's a swirl, small, big. Small, big. Sometimes it's even, right? And sometimes it's just one. Those are swirls. Now, if you're like, Miss, I can't, then do it in the CCC motion, and that's okay. Do it that way until you get it to where you can flow. Now, remember, your brush has to be perpendicular. It's got to be standing upright, and you can't hold it tight. You got to just let it flow. Again, the Selena, right? You got to let that hand just float. Y'all are going to be singing Selena on the way home, I can imagine you. All right, so then here are some more drills. We're going to reload, still using our pointed brush. And look, we're going to do the letter S. Right, left, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right. Sway it some more. Right, left, right, left, right. Right, left, right. I'm saying it backwards. It's left, right, left, right. Sorry. However thin, however thick, it doesn't matter. Those are all different. Pick one and draw it as you go across the entire row. Pick one. Draw it across the entire row. You're sitting there in math. Don't tell your math teacher I said this. You're sitting there in math class and you're like, Miss Ramirez, like, you don't get it? Take your pen and marker on paper and doodle. Doodle these drills. Any chance you get, just get your hand moving, okay? This is vertical or horizontal. Let's do vertical. Up, down, up, down, up, down. You've seen nail art where they do the drippy nails, like the blood nails, the ooze, the drippy. This comes in handy for that. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And you just make it go deeper and deeper, right? You change the pattern. You can also do diagonal. Side, 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 side. Right? Side, 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 side. Kind of in the shape of a square. Again, these are all drills. You can make any shape of your choice, rectangle or square. You can also do it in a circle format. Don't forget, I am recording this, so if you need to go back one day and look at it, it is in your canvas. You can also do circles. Do small, big, small, right? Vertical or horizontal, you can push it together really long or do it really wide or far apart. All of these are drills that you need to do to get good at what you do. Let's do the last thing. We're not worried about how to keep our water clean because we already learned that. So just take your big brush and just clean it in the water. Y'all know that this is not how we do it, but for right now, for time, whatever is fine. We're almost done. You're going to take your brush and you're going to put it between the blue and the green. And you're going to swipe, 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 swipe. Half of the brush is getting blue and half of the brush is getting green. Flip it over. Half of the brush is getting blue on the same side and half is getting green on the same side. Take it and brush across and look at what you get. Flip it over to the opposite side and come back so you can finish if it kind of died on you a little bit. That is called an ombre, a rainbow, or a split cake design. Right? It's called other things, but we're gonna work with it like you guys have your split cakes in your kit. We're gonna work with it like this. This is how we pick it up off of this palette, because we don't have paints that are practice paints to do that. Tomorrow we're gonna move on with the rainbows and all the fun stuff, but these are your drills. Practice them, learn them, practice them, and get good at them. Questions? All right, my loves, take all your brushes, tap them together. Again, you've learned how to properly clean. This is not how we do it, but for time, this is fine for today. Usually we clean them off on our napkin first, then we keep our water as clean as possible. Wipe them off and call it a day. They may be a little bit of paint in them for today. It's okay. Tomorrow we're gonna use the same color, so don't worry about it. Now, if it were for my for real brushes, I clean them and sanitize them. But for today, that's enough as far as cleaning goes. Okay. I will put this recording in Canva.